And I'm going to hit this. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Share screen. Bam. Hit this. And hit this. And here we are. You can hear me, Sveta?
Oh, I can hear you
Oh,
absolutely perfect.
excellent, excellent. And I know everybody else can hear me. So
You can hear me well?
I hear you perfectly. So ladies and gentlemen, friends, family, thank you for taking the time again to come on to this Zoom presentation. My name is Michael Epstein. I am an elite Pro 8 with LifeVantage, and I'm going to share some information along with my colleague here, Dr. Sveta Silverman. And so first thing I want to say, in life, if you want to change the world, be the change. And that's something that really means a lot to me. You know, it's like everybody says, well, you do it. You do it. No, we must do it. We must start with ourselves. So I want to also say that everyone's results will vary. You know, not everybody will make the same amount of money in here, and you can see this income disclosure here. And, you know, it all depends on what you put in is what you get out. The average income earnings vary depending on your efforts or their lack of efforts. So first of all, I would like to acknowledge one of my super friends. And you see my little boys here. That's on the right there, the bigger guy, that's Mateo. He's 2 years, 9 months old. And the little guy over there is just turning 7 months old in a couple of weeks, and his name is Micah. And I'll tell a little bit more about me in a moment. But Dr. Sveta Silverman here, she's in the process of giving oranges. She lives up in Canada. And she's a former pediatric surgeon from the USSR and a breast pathologist. Upon graduating from the U of A school and residency, in 2004, she lost her mother to multiple myeloma. And Dr. Silverman started learning holistic medicine, nutritional dense foods, mind health, and the power of exercise and essential supplements. And she's a teacher of proactive health. And she's also a pediatric physician and has a cancer researcher. And she also travels around the world and speaks at a lot of these anti-aging events. And she's extremely well known. She likes humbling herself so much, but she is an absolute wealth of knowledge. And we're just so blessed to have her be part of this Zoom. And again, my name is Michael Epstein. Here's my family. In August, I will be 63 years old, and I will turn 63 before my son, Mateo, turns 3. And you see my little, my dog here. We all have the same pajamas on. She's a pug. She's right behind me. I want to say this. In this industry, my wife, she goes, Michael, another one of these things, and I'm done. I'm divorcing you. And I can't stand seeing you do this. I've been in this industry for almost 30 years, believe it or not. And I like to say that I have failed my way to the successes of where I am going. In September, we'll be married 20 years, and we waited a long time to have children because my background is over 45 years of massage therapy and over 55 years of martial arts. Now, if some of you saw the little word that said Sifu, Michael Epstein, a lot of people call me and goes, what is Sifu? Is that like seafood? No. Sifu means father, teacher, or master. I'm a 4th degree black belt master of Chinese Kung Fu. I started Chinese Kung Fu in 1968. And well, actually, I started karate back then. And I've been diligent on staying with my martial arts. And it's kind of curved my body in the way that I like living my life. But of what the information that we're going to share for you is just astounding. I'm also a musician, and you know, I like to say if you put your loves temporarily on hold when you have challenges, like right now, the COVID virus, that has really challenged my massage therapy practice. And I just say, thank God I have an alternative, and that alternative here for me is calling LifeVantage and building a LifeVantage family. I want you to think about something for a moment. There's a lot of people that drive Uber and say, you know what, I quit my job so I can drive Uber and have my own job and be my own boss, where are those people today? Where what's going on in this world today? They're not driving Uber. They're looking for something different. And a lot of those people that are driving Uber or Lyft are petrified. How about the people that decided that they're going to get an extra income in their house and share their rooms in their house with Airbnb? Guys, that ain't happening right now. And in the world today, everybody's sharing their life on Facebook. You could look at tons of stuff and all kinds of opinions of everything going on in the world, and a lot of great things happening, a lot of great things. People playing music and people reading poetry and doing all kinds of things on Facebook. You can either make something positive for yourself, or you can make something that definitely is not positive for you, and it's all up to you. And Amazon, you know, several years back, which wasn't that many years ago, Amazon was just a book company. Now it's probably the biggest company in the world. So life has changed. Business has changed. The world has changed. And what I'm going to talk to you today about is something called biohacking, changing 3 theories of aging. And these 3 theories of aging gives us the ability to have a more sustainable, longer lasting, and a more healthful life. And it's through something called nutrigenomics. And you might want to mute yourself just for a moment there, Sveta. So I want to talk about the difference between being hijacked and biohacking. So hijacked means that you're taking over, something's taking over you for a destructive purpose. We're being hijacked 24/7, physically, emotionally, biochemically, with toxins, the EMFs, and so many allergies and viruses. So I know that you'd like to do something better, and that's called taking control of your own biology, optimizing your genetic potential, becoming your best version of yourself, and using nutrigenomics to make the best version of yourself as well. And probably most of you have never heard of the term nutrigenomics. And that is nutrition combined with gene expression. And here's a couple things. The Today Show said the latest trend in nutrition isn't a fad or a diet or a newly discovered supplement. It's your DNA. And Fox News said nutrigenomics is changing everything. Where we once thought we were powerless is now an area over which we have at least some control. The ability to use nutrition to affect our genes means that we are no longer at the mercy of our DNA. Do you know that over 90% of the DNA can be shifted? The genetic genes that we have from our parents can be shifted by the way that we live our lives. $17 billion is going to be in 2023 with nutrigenomics. Now I'm going to talk about 4 key components. Number 1, timing. I want you to think of a baseball pitcher and a baseball catcher and a batter. If a pitcher is about to throw a ball, and as soon as that ball releases his hand, the batter swings. Is that good timing? No. How about when that batter swings after the catcher catches that ball? Nope, not good timing either. But how about when that batter keeps the eye on the ball and recognizing that exact timing and smacks that ball right as that bat comes around and smacks the ball out of the park? Perfect timing is everything. And what I'm going to share with you right now, I've never seen better timing in my life. How about a product that is consumable? I'm not talking about buying something that's expensive like a water filtration. Nothing against water filtration is great, or an air purifier. A person will buy that once. That means a person has a sales job. A product that is consumable, and I mean products that are consumable, that you can't pry this out of people's hands once they realize what they have in their hands. A compensation plan that rewards almost 45% back to the distributor. That's really good. And a compensation plan that pays you 6 different ways, and mentorship that teaches you a system of duplication that you've never seen before. So timing, first of all. If you were to go buy Apple stock right now, is it a good thing? If you were to buy stock in Starbucks, is it a good thing? And I'll bet you, I'm going to ask this question. I bet you most of you don't know it. When did Starbucks start? I bet some of you are thinking 90s, 80s. How many of you are thinking in the 70s? How about 1971? But most people didn't hear about Starbucks until it got later, after the business has been built. But that doesn't mean that it didn't exist. I'm going to share something with perfect timing. So, and most companies that start ground floor, do you know that in 5 years, about 90% of them, or 85% of them fail? And in 2 years, 85% of them fail. In about 90 years, another 5 or 10%, almost 100% of companies. And I'm not just talking network marketing, but how about if you have an opportunity where critical mass, where most people join something, you know, Amway and Herbalife and Apple, it's almost too late to get stock and so forth, or to get involved with those other companies. When they say that companies hit saturation when 150,000 people are in one country, we are in 31 countries, and we have a total of less than 100,000 distributors total in all of those countries. I'm going to play a video for you right now, and it's a short video. It's an ABC investigative report with a little follow-up. Pay close attention to this information. I want to say another thing. This video is from 2005. Now, a lot of people say, well, how come it's so old? How many of you know about oxidative stress? What it does to you and the damaging effects? Probably not. So pay close attention to this video.
You want to get an edge on turning back the clock? Who doesn't? Well, it's no longer science fiction, but science possibility, a potential breakthrough. It may not look like the fountain of youth, but inside this nondescript building, I'm about to become part of an exciting experiment. For me, it begins with a blood test.
It wouldn't be the first time I've given blood for this company.
They want to check my levels of something called T-bars, which is a rough indicator of a person's actual age. T-bars can identify a condition known as oxidative stress, a kind of measure of the wear and tear on our bodies. Oxidative stress, like the rusting of an engine, is not a good thing. The problem of aging begins with the very food we eat to give us energy. As our cells burn that food, they also release toxic chemicals. Those chemicals, you may know them as free radicals, react with all the components of our cells, literally bombarding them millions of times per second, damaging all our cells. The result? Oxidative stress, and we all have it. The body fights back with a system of defenses. It makes two antioxidant enzymes, catalase and SOD, whose job is to gobble up the free radicals before they can harm our cells.
So, doctor, how often do I take these?
And so, here I go. With that swallow, I've just become part of a potentially landmark scientific experiment. It's called Protandim, and tests have already shown that it revs up the manufacture of those good enzymes in our bodies. More enzymes, fewer free radicals to harm us. Normally, oxidative stress, measured by those T-bars, increases with age, but taking just one pill of Protandim a day reversed that trend for everyone at every age, even for an 80-year-old. So just what's in this seemingly incredible pill? Well, actually, its roots are very humble. Protandim is a combination of 5 plant ingredients. Some you may know: green tea or turmeric, a spice used in Indian cooking. Others, Withania somnifera and Silybum marianum, are more exotic. High oxidative stress is associated with more than aging. It's been linked to hundreds of illnesses.
It's at the very center of many diseases: liver disease, diabetes, emphysema, asthma, all of these, strokes, heart attacks.
Even mental disease.
Yes.
Depression?
Alzheimer's disease, depression.
But what about my progress? After nearly 2 weeks now, it's time to get my results. The result? My level of oxidative stress has declined dramatically. Just look at where I fall on the graph, before and after. Have we turned back the clock? Maybe not on the outside, but deep inside within my cells. Yes, indeed.
We do know that oxidative stress is part of those disease processes. I don't want to wait until I'm 80 years old and find out that I should have taken it.
The company that makes Protandim says its tests show the pill, made from ingredients used for centuries, is absolutely safe. For more, go to our website at abcnews.com.
LifeVantage began in a lab with a single powerful scientific discovery. A discovery that proved that people around us have more capacity, potential, and ability within them than we have been led to believe. At LifeVantage, we can no longer accept the limits of the human condition. So we began introducing the world to biohacking. The idea that you can be better today than you were yesterday. That you can take control of your own biology. That your health doesn't have to decline as you get older. You don't have to simply accept the hand you've been dealt. In just a few short years, LifeVantage has brought biohacking to the mainstream, shortening the gap between cutting-edge scientific research and the customer. Every day in research labs around the world, we are learning how much more our bodies can do for us if we only flip the right internal switches. So we're creating products that flip those switches. And we're doing it with a dedication to quality and safety and a different approach to selling those products. Sure, we could have gone the expected route, sold our products on big box shelves just like everyone else. In fact, at first we did just that. But we realized something. Our product sales were fueled by word of mouth and personal success stories, not marketing dollars. So we stopped paying big box stores and started paying our customers for what they were already doing, which allowed us to eliminate the gamble of traditional advertising in favor of performance-based payouts. And in the process, we ended up turning biohacking into a movement, empowering women, minorities, and all entrepreneurs to break societal barriers and realize what they're capable of, fueled by the power of a leveraged income. From 127 biohackers when we began to over 1 million in less than a decade. The movement has become a global phenomenon with no signs of slowing down. And our products aren't the only way we're investing in human potential. We're creating hardworking technology using AI, machine learning, and mobility to make it as easy to run a LifeVantage business as it is to take an Uber.
Welcome to the LifeVantage app.
Because of that first profound discovery, we are fiercely dedicated to helping others see what we have seen, to see the immense potential in those around us. It's an inspiring way to see the world. It's why the biohacker movement continues to grow at a blistering pace. It's why giving back to our communities is a fundamental core belief. And it's why in a few short years, we have expanded into 15 countries and counting and grown from one groundbreaking nutrigenomic product to over 20. It's why we now have relationships with CEOs, sports teams, and influencers. It's why LifeVantage has grown from $3 million in revenue our first year to closing in on $250 million. And it's why we will never stop. Because to change the way the world sees, you can't merely settle for different. You have to be better and engineer a world of potential in the process.
I hope that that brings the thought process of where we are home. LifeVantage began in a lab with a single question. And think of this, is declining health something we have to simply accept as getting older? Look, I have babies. One of my sons doesn't think he's a baby now, and I'll be 63 years old. I want to live longer, but not only longer, I want to live healthier. Where we started in 2003, and that the ABC report aired in 2005 with that Emmy award-winning anchor, John Quinones. And when ABC investigative report comes to companies, they run because they don't want to be interviewed. And universities all over the world have now been doing research. We have 31 peer-reviewed studies, 26 of them published. And Dr. Sveta is going to be talking a little bit more on that and where they are from. And so when that video first aired, $5.5 million of orders came through overnight, just on the sheer speculation of what this can do to people's bodies. And so the problem was with Dr. McCord was a scientist and a researcher. He was not a marketing guy. He wasn't waiting with the bank of telemarketers for people to call. He ended up realizing that he just wanted to be back inside of his laboratory, and the supply and demand never was met with all of that. So as fast as the stock, which was under $1 a share, shot over $20, over $200,000 of product got out over several months, not the $5.5 million. The stock dropped and dropped and dropped and went almost to 7 cents a share and completely taken off the registry. And they figured, we got to do something with this. And they put it in all the box stores, Walgreens, Walmart, CVS Pharmacy, the Vitamin Shop, and even on Amazon back when Amazon was just a vitamin company and a book company. And it sold about a half a bottle per store per month for 4 years. And after 4 years, they realized, you know what? We're spending a bunch bunch of money on advertisement. We're not making the money. We're going to sell this company. And they contacted a few business investors, and they took one look at that ABC investigative report, and they go, you guys can't sell your company. They said, well, of course we can. We're losing our shirt. And they said, no, you need to change your business distribution model to word of mouth or network marketing. And they said, no way, we're not doing that. And then they stopped and they realized, well, what's the worst case? We're going to lose this company anyways. So they did a test, like a beta test, and they shifted from losing $2 million a year to making $11 million in their first year. So they closed the door of that one company and created LifeVantage. And the second year it went to 39 million. And now, as you saw in that video, we're at $250 million. We're publicly traded. Our stock is doing great. Why? Because we are making a difference in the world of biohacking. We're changing people's lives in cellular health like nothing. So what I would like to do now is I would like to introduce my incredible friend and business partner, Dr. Sveta Silverman. Sveta, it's all you.
Thank you very much, Michael. I've got a great task. Like in 10 minutes, I have to cover the whole of science. This is awesome. Now, oxidative stress. That's why I got so intrigued by LifeVantage starting in 2013. So oxidative stress. Next slide, please. The oxidative stress, what is it and how is it come upon us? Basically, what happens is we get stressed from every modality, as you see in this slide. Where does it hit us? It hits us into the cells. So now, when the stress from everything hits us, it doesn't spare. It doesn't, the stress doesn't hit my brain, or the stress doesn't hit my lungs. No. The stress hits every cell, every room of your mansion. So now, what is oxidative stress? It is basically a cellular garbage. It's accumulation of free radicals or other toxic stimuli. So what do we do about it? So when I was introduced to LifeVantage in 2013, I was so intrigued, and I was studying nutrition because mom died from cancer. And again, the question that Michael brought, what is about genes? What is about aging? That's exactly what was me. I want to get older being biologically younger, but I also do not want to recapitulate my parents. So when I've heard about Protandim, everything that struck me, I wanted Protandim in my body the same day because of the composition. I wanted those 5, Bacopa, ashwagandha, green tea, turmeric, and milk thistle in my body. I had no idea what it does, but I knew that it's going to benefit me. And then I started learning, what is called NRF2 pathway. So next slide, please. So NRF2, now let me tell you, when I discovered NRF2, and by now I am seriously discovered NRF2, by now I have attended 3 out of 5 world conferences, presented at 2 of them, and absolutely personally acquainted the guy who discovered NRF2 and know the guy who cloned NRF2. So I honestly believe that NRF2, and this is a quote from Washington State University, is likely to be the most extraordinary health promoting approach in foreseeable future. So now, what is NRF2 and why Protandim? So basically what Protandim does, it turns on, now Protandim is the synergy of those 5, as I showed you before. And what I didn't understand is the synergy. And the synergy is like a recipe of the cake. And trust me, I do not bake, because I cannot follow the recipe. So that recipe turns on that NRF2 protein, which is a switch to our cellular vacuum cleaners. What it does, it turns on the good genes, and then it turns on that plethora of those good enzymes and more. And see what this slide means actually. Next slide, please. You guys need to understand the difference. So Protandim turns on the cellular vacuum cleaners. I will strongly encourage you, eat good foods, because you need the antioxidants that come from foods. That is a must. You need to eat your vitamin C, but you need to make your own antioxidants. And one of them is called the master antioxidant, which is glutathione. So why is it so important to do both? You know, with food, it's not just about antioxidants. It's about a whole bunch of other goodness, health goodness. But you need to understand that 1 on 1 and then million, 1 per million. So when we make it, we negate over 1 million free radicals per second, every second. But when you eat your good foods, your vitamin C, it negates 1 to 1. And then when it does the job, it turns into free radical. So if you do not have glutathione, you're not going to rebound your vitamin C. It's going to be, again, a free radical. So that, again, the word synergy. Next slide, please. Now, what is it so interesting for the physician to get on board? Well, the science, obviously. What intrigued me, how did I discover NRF2? Well, what separates Pretandem, LifeVantage, from other companies is, as of now, we have 26 peer-reviewed studies, and I'm a published author. Peer review means that some unknown, unbiased person reviews my paper and gives an opinion and decides to publish it or not. So, you know, I'm not going to talk about every study, 26 of them, but if you want to read and educate yourself, this is your research engine. It is not Google, it is not Yahoo, it is not Wikipedia. You know, you need to be responsible for that education because that leads to responsibility to your health. So you go on PubMed.gov, PubMed.gov, and you will find studies that were published in the Circulation Journal and funded by the American Heart Association. Fine. So guys, the foundation of healthy cell is clean the cell. Now, the thing is, okay, look at the car, or, you know, you clean the car, fine. So then your car is not going to run if you don't have the engine in the car. So Michael had a beautiful shiny Corvette. So that Corvette supposedly doesn't have an engine. It's a beautiful toy, nice, red, beautiful, convertible, awesome. But the thing is, it doesn't run. So what do? What is the cellular engine? It's your mitochondria. The same thing, but you need to understand the Corvette has one engine. Our brain cell has 3,000 to 4,000 engines. And this is why LifeVantage is so important, because with aging, we lose the number of engines and the engines become stale. So you have two ways. You need to boost your engine, the function of that engine, but you also need to boost the numbers. So now the next thing is, let's go back, next slide. So this is another concept of like, okay, so so this is a mitochondrial boost in those two ways. Now again, look at the composition, the 5 botanicals. And again, the same strategy, it's a synergy of ingredients. I'm sure you know, and you've heard, especially now, about coenzyme Q10 and about quercetin and about alpha lipoic acid. Everybody talks about those ingredients now. So this is that recipe that not only is going to turn on your engine, but is going to increase your engines in the number because it turns on mitochondrial genes. Next, please. So the third thing is, okay, so I call sirtuins the Zen of our DNA. What is Zen? It's something that relaxes us. So sirtuins are those proteins that relax our genes. Our genes, as well as us, they need relaxation. Otherwise, they get confused. Now, what happens with sirtuins, again, they are not turned on if, there's next slide, there is another component which is called NAD. NAD is an igniter. It is called cofactor. It turns on those sirtuins. So now, so NAD pretandem is another composition, very small, very simple composition on the synergy. Now, as you see, Michael is showing you on 3 slides of NRF2 pretandem, NRF1 pretandem, and NAD pretandem, this sign BSCG approved. Why? BSCG is called Banned Substance Control Group Approval. This combines United International Olympic Committee. This combines USADA, United States Anti-Doping Association, Canadian Olympic Committee, and a few more, meaning that this is great for professional athletes because don't be fooled. Professional athletes, have tremendous amount of oxidative stress due to their not recovery. B, they're thriving to get their mitochondrial numbers high. So now, see, with NAD and sirtuin, so what do we want? We want to turn on our NAD. Next slide, please. This is my threesome. So let me tell you. So what I told you, I call it master regulators. This is so important, master regulators. It's not some protein they picked up out of the blue. NRF2 is a master regulator of cellular health. Mitochondria is a master regulator of, again, cellular health and cellular function. NAD is the master regulator of mitochondria and sirtuins. So, and then you need to understand one thing. Sirtuin 1, for example, it turns on, activates NRF2. NRF2 activates our master antioxidant glutathione. Sirtuin 3 activates our glutathione. This is such an intricate complex, and NAD works on everything. There's such an interplay, that feedback loop, that synergy between NRF2 and NAD, mitochondria, obviously, and NAD. That is why trisynergizer. That's why the next couple slides show you the synergy. When you take 3 of them, look at the blue column. That's when your cells are thriving. That's a thing. Next slide, please. Now, due to the lack of time, another 2 products that I cannot not talk to is our microgut and our probiotics. Why our probiotic and our prebiotic? Because most of the probiotics that you're going to consume, it doesn't matter how great they are, if they're not specially protected, they're going to be destroyed. Our penetrance rate is 60% due to the special composition, Biotrack system. But not only this, there's a special system of delivery. And then when it is delivered, especially, we have 4 strains of what is called lactobacilli to upregulate microgut in the small bowel. That is so important because our small gut is so critically important for digestion and absorption. And that's where you need also microgut. Now, I'm sure a lot of you already had dinner. So the microgut, our probiotics, they need the food. That is why the prebiotics is so critically important. How many of us consume the appropriate amount of undigestible fiber? But not only this prebiotic is great because it contains the food, it also contains the cleaner. There is an ingredient in our prebiotic which is called fucoidin that cleans the bad microgut. And there are also amino acids to feed it. Next slide, please. Now, I cannot talk about cellular health without omegas, and especially today. Today, I was on a medical webinar, and again, those fish oils, those omegas, and the lady actually said, omegas, they upregulate glutathione. So this is like so important. Now, Axio. Nobody pays enough attention to Axio, how awesome this drink is. And this is, cheers, Michael.
Cheers.
So, and this is, and as we say, l'chaim. And this is not just your brain food. It is a brain food, but what it gives, number 1, it gives you hydration. Number 2, it keeps you focused, concentrated, and actually mentally organized. But we do not talk enough that Axio is also an NRF2 activator, but Axio is also a mitochondrial boost. It has quercetin in it. It has vitamin B complex. It has vitamins, other vitamins. So it has EGCG in it. It has L-theanine and DMAE, which upregulates your neurotransmitters. So how exciting this is for health. To me, this is on top of foods and exercise, and our mental is the foundation of our health. Are we recognized for this, Michael Epstein?
Absolutely. You know, and with our Vitality Stack, thank you so much, Sveta. I mean, you're just such a wealth of knowledge. But with the NRF1, NRF2, the NAD, the omega, and the probiotic, we won out of thousands of products. We won a bronze medal for the Stevie Award, and the first place was a medical device. Second place was a medical device, and third place was us. Doesn't that say something huge? So Sveta, thank you so much. And, you know, I just appreciate your wealth of knowledge. I'm going to just kind of flow through here really quickly because I want to keep time on point. But we have a weight maintenance product that works and it has the ability to target visceral gut fat. So and if you're out there, please mute yourself. Thank you, guys. And so if you look at this guy, you could tell the difference. This is a 90-day challenge that was happening, both in the he and the woman, because you're working with Sinitrol, and you're working with Wellmune, and you're working with a whey protein. And I want to show you this. We have a fat burn that targets that visceral gut fat. And that's the most dangerous fat. And I like this slide because this is 87 days and it looks like he's sucking his gut in on that right-hand side, but I don't care how hard he's trying to suck that gut in. There's no way he's sucking in that much. So you could see the difference of that. And I take this every day and it really, really helps my whole body in a regulated way. So our skincare, our anti-aging skincare system with the NRF2 activation, in my opinion, there's nothing like it. I use it all the time. And, you know, at being my age and as an athlete, most of my life, I've damaged my skin a lot. And if you look close, I don't have a lot of wrinkles. And I give it a lot to what the NRF2 on the inside and the NRF2 True Science on the outside. And if you look at this woman from day 0 to day 60, you could tell the difference because it was in the same lighting exactly. Everything was exact the way they shot this, and you could tell the difference. It absolutely appears better. We have a hair care system. Can you tell I use it on a regular basis? But our hair care system is NRF2 activated. The shampoo comes out like a cream, and it doesn't come out all foamy because what it's doing, it's cleansing the hair follicle. Our conditioner is nurturing or giving nutrition to the hair itself, and our elixir for the scalp is reformulating and giving the scalp the ability to have hair growth appearance. I'll just say that. But if you look at these pictures down on the bottom, the pictures speak 1,000 words. And of course, our furry friends, we have the Pet Tandem, which is, if you look online and go see the testimonials of what Pet Tandem and dogs, it will knock your socks off. Now I'm going to shift. I'm going to play a 2-minute video because you see what we have in our back pocket. We have 26 published peer-reviewed studies. We have we're at the forefront of nutrigenomics, but where people are in a lot of pain right now is in their wallets. This is a very, very brief clip, but pay attention. Are you in this situation, or how many people do you know are right here?
The world is changing faster than ever. What used to take decades is now taking years or even months.
What you see right now is the illusion that people have had for many decades and about the workplace being a secure place to work the rest of your life. For the first time in the history of our nation, our children will not do as well as us.
We've seen our friends get laid off. We've been laid off. We've had our pay cut.
People are overworked and underpaid. They seem to have less time and less freedom. They live under constant pressure.
This is going to be forced. And so even if your employer loves you, you make me have to cut you. There's something wrong. That on Monday morning, the heart attack rate increases by 35%.
Wow. Technology is accelerating. Job security is declining. Just doesn't seem like the old models of making a living are as reliable as they used to be.
Every aspect of our lives, there's a better way out there, but we're still doing it the old way. We live in the greatest country on the planet, and there are a lot of people sitting around complaining and being cynical.
Like, everyone's whining about this old model, and I'm like, why don't you leave it? Look at all this over here. Look at all this opportunity.
Since so much of our lives revolve around our work and the way we make our living, many people are thinking, there just has to be a better way.
The biggest challenge facing our world today is not making money, is what are we going to do with all the displaced unemployed?
People are afraid that they're going to make the wrong decision. People are afraid of the unknown. People are afraid that maybe I don't have the skills.
Hey, sports fans, industrial age is over. It's dead. It's dying. That's why going to school to get a job is an obsolete idea. A steady paycheck is an industrial age idea.
A steady paycheck is an industrial age idea. I want you to think about that. Think of where we are. How is our country, how is the world going to recover? What most people are used to doing is linear income, trading time for money. I don't care what you do. If you're showing up and you're giving your time for the hour getting paid, like I did all my life as a massage therapist, that's when you're making money. I'm not making money as a massage therapist right now. And people work 40 to 50 to 60 years. 95% of those people that work can't retire at the age of 65, and I'm going to turn 63. Leveraged income, 2 to 5 years, creating a retirement asset and creating residual income. Let's look at this briefly. Everybody goes to school, let's hope so, for 20 years. But the average person gets out of school, what did they do? They do linear because their parents did it and their grandparents do it. They work 40 to 50 years to earn money. And then if they get to retire, they get to retire and get Social Security to get paid 40% of what they could barely live on. Is that you? Do you know people like that? And if you had an opportunity, still go to 20 years, but to work for 5 to 10 years and learn while you earn and put yourself in a position to live your life and make choices. That's the difference. And I'm telling you guys, I get that lifestyle today. And I was a struggling, and I mean struggling massage therapist, wondering what I'm going to do, because when the economy got tough, the first thing that went, sorry, Michael, I can't get a massage from you, but good luck. And I didn't want to see myself schlepping a massage table into my 60s. And thank God I've made different choices in my life. So network marketing, most of you go, oh no, it's one of those things. Here's the problem. It's what people think they know about network marketing, not what they know. And those of you who've done it before, people aren't in your brain. They don't know what you know. And in 2011, it was a $158 billion industry. And here in 2020, it's over a $200 billion industry with 40 to 48% given back to the distributors. So I want you to think of this right here. And that is, we're dedicated to your success. Can you do this? That's the first thing that you're thinking of. Can you do this? We have a simple paint by number system. Build a mobile business from your phone. You don't need a computer. It isn't the old days of running around, carrying a bunch of products around and having to bring VHS or DVDs. Now from your phone, we can do it. What we do is we launch, we learn, and we lead. We have an incredible corporate leadership. Our mentorship and our system of duplication is nothing. In the almost 30 years I've been in this industry, I've never seen it before. We have a proven system of duplication. And the only thing that you need to be an expert in is your why, your purpose, your dreams, and have not a desire to achieve it, but a burning desire where your dreams are so real, it gives you that lump in your throat and a tear in the eye that you're willing to do what it takes to change your family's life. And it doesn't happen until you help others achieve those choices in their life. Become an influencer and develop influencers. How do you make money? You get paid weekly. We have Smart Start bonus. I'm not going to go into the details, but we have launch bonuses. You get paid monthly with unilevel commissions, and it's amazing. Generational matching bonuses, but here's how we do make money. And we build networks, community, trust, friendships, relationships, and within that you build consumers. You build distributors because people understand what they have in their hands. And I'm telling you, the royalty commissions that we pay out on the 15th of every month blows your mind. See that little Jeep right there? That's a gift from the company because I just did the work that I needed to do anyways, and they rewarded us. And in that bottom right corner over there, where it's the global sharing bonus pool for the 7s, 8s, 9s, and 10s, you might not know what that means, but the person that thought enough of you bringing you on this call will explain that a little bit more. And the generational matching bonus can supersede your royalty commissions, which is really amazing. You know, this is truly the perfect meld. Work from home or work from anywhere. This is my office. I could be on the beach anywhere. Well, maybe not right now anywhere, but go anywhere and work from here. Who wants to do that? How about social sharing or whole social distancing sharing? You have your virtual office, it's minimal business assets, and there's no inventory requirement. $40 is your requirement, but if you want to get paid, you need a minimum of $100. And if you understand what we have, you will spend $100 easily. We have a personal online store, but why LifeVantage? I mean, if you went out your door and you went 5 houses to the left and 5 houses to the right, however it looks on the screen here, and you ask, do you know what LifeVantage is? Probably they'll say no. Do you know what oxidative stress is? They'll probably say no. Do you know what NRF2 activation or NAD activation? Probably no. But does that mean it doesn't exist? Definitely not. It truly exists. Now, if you look at this income disclosure, we're a publicly traded company, so we publish what the average person makes. And our foundational rank is called Pro 3. And if you look right here where it says $626, if you can help somebody get there, and some people make that in a month, 2, 3 months, and let's say they're spending $200 a month on their own self, on their product for their family, and they're making $600, do you think they'll quit? The answer is obviously no. How about Pro 5? $3,100. Remember, we're publicly traded. These numbers are extremely accurate. $3,100 a month. You think that that'll help families? That's over $36,000, $38,000 a year. And how about the middle America? A lot of families, that's more than a lot of families even earn. And if you take this serious, like I have, and like Dr. Sveta has, and several other people on here, and you can hit the elite ranks of Pro 7, look at that, $13,000 a month residual means that you get to stay home, do what you want. I'm a Pro 8. If you look right below that, that's $25,000 a month. I get to be the one raising my children. I get to be the one being there at their activities and so forth. Well, when I used to, without this thing going on here, that's priceless. And I know somebody that said, Michael, I'm a little green around the gills because I had to get up in the morning and kiss my kids while I went off to work. And when I came home, they were sleeping and I kissed them goodnight. I missed their years. People deserve a break. You deserve a break. You deserve to share this information because whatever anybody does with it or whatever you do with it, it's up to you and it's up to them. But it's important that you have the ability to just share this information. And when we're in the midst of sharing it, we're biohacking people's bodies. We have a proven system, a replicated website, an online portal, and it's easy checkout and free shipping. And our corporate, think of this, our assets, corporate support, product leadership, quality control, free shipping, first-class ranked customer service, free website. And a lot of these companies, you have to pay for the website, free advertising, marketing, legal and compliance, accounting, and monthly promotions. And since we're at home, we're still doing these events on Saturday mornings, and the company isn't saying, well, we're going to charge you for doing that. It's absolutely brilliant in how this company is. How do you get in? There are 3 different packets that we have. Now, of course, what I'm going to tell you is the number 1 packet would be the platinum pack. That's $1,200 plus $50 for a distributor kit. If that's too much, I say get in where you fit in. So 350, 650, and 1250. But that platinum pack gives you everything to use and try, and I promise you'll be using it. And that's almost $2,000 of a value. Plus you get a ticket to our next event, and I know we're going to have it happening in October in Las Vegas, Nevada. And that's where we help many build our dreams, and we get to rub shoulders with our friends and family that are building and like-minded together. So, but how do you make the money? Go out, share the information. If you bring 3 people in, let's look over here at the Platinum Distributorship. You go out, you get excited, you plug into our system, and you bring 3 people in like you did, the company's going to send you 400, 400, 400. What's that? 1,200. Your money's back, and you have a multi-million-dollar business for free, basically. All you're paying truly is for a $50 distributor kit, and the product is yours for you to use. And once you get glued to these products, I assure you, I promise you from the deepest part of my heart, you wouldn't be able to get this stuff pried out of your hands when you realize what it does for you. So now look, I talked about 4 key components. Did I touch on the timing? We're publicly traded. Our stock has doubled in the past few weeks from what's going on in the world, and it's still going up. We're publicly traded product, a consumable product, and we're on the National Institute of Health, a comp plan that I've never seen that rewards 6 different ways, and the average person could make above average income in a relatively simplistic way. Mentorship is something like I've never seen before, and I'm so blessed to be part of that. And we are at the forefront of nutrigenomics. Never depend on a single income. So flip your switch. Feel better, do more, LifeVantage. Our CEO is on the DSA, the board, and he's on the board of directors. We've expanded into Spain. We have been also called the best place to work several years running. We're in Ireland. I mean, look at Aaron Brockovich decided to become part of our company. The Stevie Award, like I said, we're in Belgium, we're in Europe. We were added to the Russell 3000, and we're over a 10-year-old company. That says a lot. We've passed it. Our fiscal year is just driving this thing strongly because of where we are fiscally. And we're in New Zealand now. And one thing that's huge, a few months back in January, we rang the closing bell at the NASDAQ. You know, we're on the, we're the jersey sponsor for the Real Salt Lake soccer team. All these markets that we're in and that we're going, and we give back. We build houses, we build wells, we help children that have issues, we help with cleft palates, and just so many things that this company gives back for people. I want to thank you all very much from the bottom of my heart coming. I want you coming to see this and taking the time out of your day and your family's day. I want to prove that dreams really happen. I told you, my wife said, that if I didn't say it, I'm saying it now. She said she'd divorce me if I continued doing this business industry. I just feel exhilarated. I can't even explain how I feel. There's nothing else like it. There's nothing else like it.
I was, petrified to have a kid and not being secure financially.
As a massage therapist and a martial arts instructor, I was petrified on the income that I was making. When I found network marketing, it changed my life like I thought I never would.
The main goal for him, he was trying for a while to get the Jeep.
What can happen at the long duration of time when you don't give up is unbelievable. Out of days, weeks, months, and years of waiting for a dream, at this very moment, it just got here. JL 2018 Rubicon. When someone told me no, I just looked at them and they're saying no, not right now. Because eventually they're going to say yes because of the life-changing products that we have.
LifeVantage changed my whole idea of the industry.
He has built this business one person at a time with his heart. And I'm telling you, I'm so proud of you, Michael. I'm so proud.
I stayed steadfast. And because of that, it put me in a position that we have Mateo now. It's all worth it. It all pays off, period. Where will your dream take you? I was a financially struggling massage therapist. And today, my life is different because I've helped thousands of people create choices in their lives. And you could do the same thing. And if I can do it, guys, you can do it. Thank the person that thought of you to bring you onto this call. Maybe they want to become a customer. Maybe they want to join our team. Maybe they want to help change a lot of people's lives as well. So go out, have a fantastic day, stay safe, and God bless to all of you. This is a photo that I did back in 2005 when I took my mom to Hawaii. God bless to all of you. Have an incredible day. And as they say, may the financial force and the healthy force be with you. Cheers.
Thank you.